Hello everyone, it's me Gameslide, aka No Brainer, and welcome to another TTS League match between me and Labes. Finally, now it's the new year, people are starting to be able to play again. I've decided to roll out Padme and Luke as my very first one, just to get some better testing, of this deck. And, my opening hand isn't
Oh wow,
great.
this is pretty good.
So
Don't actually know.
I'm mulligan in 5.
Okay.
Not the best opening hand in the world. Scavenge might be able to fix something, but alright. This isn't gonna go great.
Don't think I'm gonna mulligan anything.
I already think I have the disadvantage against this deck, because it is a very tanky deck and it's got the Guardian and stuff.
I might. Uh,
But we'll see. We'll see. You see, that's the biggest problem, right? Poe is terrifying as a character. People are gonna want to kill him very quickly. Also, I rolled 4 for my Imperial Armory here, and the Emperor Throne Room is on the field, which is terrifying.
okay.
Terrifying for Poe. At the same time, though, I kind of want to kill the hired gun first, so there's no spot yellow character stuff shenanigans going on. But we'll see. That's a 5 to my 4. Damn it.
Yeah, this will not surprise you.
Yeah,
But
does not at all.
oh, wait. Give me a second. I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick mine. Not sure how much mill you actually play.
Should have been paying attention, man. I've got this. I've got this on a
Yeah.
video already. 2 videos actually.
It's gonna be famous last words. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
gonna pick mine. You're probably not gonna mill me. Yeah, right.
Oh, little does he know. Yep, totally. All right. Well, you start.
Alright, well, good luck, have fun.
Good luck. Have fun.
I am going to jetpack Poe.
Okay. Well, suddenly Poe becomes my main target because he has a jetpack on. I'm gonna play Scavenge.
Fair enough.
Uh. I'm gonna take the one with the force.
Yeah, sure.
I was really hoping for something to fix my deck there, and I did not get
I
it.
will roll out Poe.
Alright. 2 shield, 2 damage, alright. I will roll Luke. Alright, force throw, I might be able to play that. If I get a resource. Okay, roll the 3 damage side. Not terrible, not terrible. A big problem right now though, stuff is just way too expensive. This was a terrible opening hand.
I will roll the hired gun.
This is potentially 5 damage if he rolls a resource, but I hope he doesn't roll a resource. Rolling Padme. Force throw is really good
Come
against
on,
it.
just hit me already. This is so unnerving. I'm gonna play smuggling.
Alright.
Discard smuggling.
Okay. Now he has 5 damage. That's very, very scary at this point. Unfortunately, I did not get any of what I wanted here. So, gonna have to start discarding. I'm gonna discard a Mind Probe to reroll these 2 die.
Sure.
Hmm.
Oof, that's rough.
Well, now it's 5 damage to 5 damage, but he has a lot more hit points. He says that's rough, it really is not rough.
Gonna roll trooper and remove the 3 damage.
Alright. This is a terrible start for me. Absolutely awful. Oh my god. Wow. Ugh.
Yeah, also if I lose, I'm gonna blame it on having a cold afterwards. So just so you know.
Uh, do I roll it into the rival trooper so that I can get rid of that dice? Because it is still a scary dice to activate off of the jetpack right now. Or do I just let it go through? All right. Whoever I hit is probably going to shield up. But I don't necessarily want the rebel trooper to stick around. I'm going to throw 2 damage into the trooper.
Sure, yeah. Oh, no, that was wrong. I'm gonna shoot Luke for 7.
Yeah, he gets a really good starting roll, and my hand is awful. This is a terrible, terrible start. Alright, I'm going to claim the battlefield, make you discard 1 off the top of your deck.
Okay. I will put 2 shields on the trooper.
Okay. That's the round. Alright, well, now, if you'll excuse me, I am going to just get rid of 3 cards from my hand. My entire 5-card starting hand was awful after I mulliganed 5.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, there's my deflect. There we go. That's
That might have sounded more sarcastic than it was meant to be.
don't worry about it. Alright, I'm gonna play a force throw. I wanted Scavenger to, you know, fix my hand and it didn't. Alright. Deflect is great here. I'll actually be able to do something.
Okay, force throw. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. I
Okay.
will roll Poe. Okay, this is fine.
Ouch.
This is
Okay.
fine.
Okay, you keep saying that. I'm gonna roll Luke.
Oh, please don't roll the special.
Disrupt 2 can potentially be good here. Hired gun's damage side does
I
require.
hate it when that happens.
Hired gun's damage side does require
I will
resources. So
play cunning on hired gun.
I didn't roll damage, but it's not terrible. I'm gonna roll the Padme. Ah, that's more like it. That's more like it. Now I can resolve to 6 damage, throw it, and then use the Emperor's Throne Room for the force throw on whatever he's got to kill the hired gun. I think this turn. I think I can kill the hired gun this turn.
Oh, that sucks. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all.
Keep saying that these aren't problems.
Yeah, because they clearly aren't. I will roll the hired gun and pray really hard that I get a cunning.
Okay. Hired gun's cunning can also work on the force throw, so that makes it scary as a card.
Yeah. Do I? No, it's not what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna discard, hunker down,
Discarding
and
a 0
reroll.
cost. Alright, he's got the +3 range damage side. That's something I can deflect to a force throw, so I'm okay with doing this. I am going to focus to the two sets of melee damage.
Of course.
Of course. He hasn't got any damage that he can roll with the hired gun. So this is 9 damage for the kill on the hired gun this turn.
I'm gonna roll the trooper and remove 3.
Of course, he does have the
1 damage and shields. Ah, Jesus Christ.
He does have the 1 damage hired gun, of course. I kind of forgot about that. Sorry, the rebel trooper, the 1 damage rebel trooper. I kind of forgot about that. Do I do 3 damage into the hired gun now? I still think it's 3 damage that I have to throw in. Yeah, I can choose kill rebel trooper instead. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to resolve the 3 damage into the hired gun. I still got a deflect as well, so I can throw quite bit into people here. My maximum damage potential is to throw 3 damage from the force throw and 2 damage from the deflect, because that's half of 1.5. Because that's half of 3, right? 1.5 is half of 3.
Mm.
Which is 8 damage to the hired gun. So I'm 1 damage off of killing this hired gun. If the hired gun rolls a 2 damage, I can deflect the rebel trooper. I can deflect the 2 damage from the hired gun into the rebel trooper. That's only 1 damage dealt in total. That's fine for me. Of course.
I'm gonna resolve the trooper.
Of course, this makes things a bit more awkward because now I want to deflect the other damage. But at the same time, he can also disrupt my resource to prevent me from deflecting. So, if I pass right now, maybe he'll just accept the pass and we move on. I do have the battlefield. This is under my control, this match so far. I'm going to pass. He can negotiate for 1, which would be a problem, but then I can always still deflect. Right, he can't do that much with that one resource, I don't think. And I can afford to pass. I own the battlefield. That's my plan. So I can afford to pass here.
Thinking what the worst thing you can still do is.
If he disrupts, then I just throw the 3 damage from the jetpack into him.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna claim him.
Okay.
Discard Falcon on Luke.
Ow. Did not expect that. That was bad. I did not expect that. Should have expected that. I should have expected that. Okay, what can I get on here? The 1 range damage or the focus? Right, yeah, alright. I'm gonna discard a force training and reroll. Gonna aim for the special. Yeah. I'm gonna discard second force training and reroll. I'm gonna throw the free range damage into the hired gun.
Okay, fair enough. It's half, right? Equal.
Equal.
Oh, it's equal.
It's 3.
Oh, that's rough. Oh,
yeah.
I messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking a deflect. Very different card.
Yeah, yeah. I thought, 2 damage, that sucks, but...
Yep. Alright, that's my turn.
Oh well.
Alright, start of the round, he could potentially just kill Luke in 1 hit by rolling Poe and then claiming the battlefield. That's how you can do this. Right here, so I've got to be careful of that. I can 1 with the Force though, and that makes it a bit awkward for him, but I have to discard the Force throw in order to 1 with the Force. That makes things very awkward.
I will... roll Poe.
Okay. That's a 3 damage side from Poe. That kills Luke, and then the +2. So yeah, I need to deflect that. So I'm going to do. Yeah, I have to deflect that. I deflect that 3 range damage dice to kill the trooper.
Of course.
Alright. Poe can no longer claim the Emperor's throne room. I'm a bit safer. Cunning still is in play though. Cunning absolutely can. I need to be aware of that. Him having claimed the battlefield is awkward for me. I really shouldn't have let that play go. And he can still roll the 3 damage to kill the Luke here still.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the hired gun.
Can't survive that. I have to use the Force here, and that really sucks. I use the Force to turn that 2 damage into a blank. Oh, I'm well on the defensive right now. This is not a good position for me to be in. He can start just discarding cards and re-rolling.
I will discard IQA to reroll. Yeah, to reroll
On the
these
bright
two.
side, I can always see the damage coming, so I can always play one with the Force over the top of it if I need to.
Yay, look, it's disrupt.
Unless Force Throw. Oh, if I roll 3 melee damage, he can claim the battlefield and use Cunning's effect on Force Throw to kill my Luke. So I need to get rid of Force Throw right now, actually. Force Throw is a liability because of Cunning. He can still claim Cunning to use the Emperor's Throne on Poe, but the fact that he hasn't done that yet symbolizes to me that he might not have something. So, I discard Force Throw to play one with the Force. Alright, I hope... Alright, I hope you guys understand that.
Sorry?
Never mind. I started talking and then realized I had pushed talk held down. Ignore that. That
Okay,
was...
fair enough.
Ignore my strategy talk.
Ah, okay. I will.
And now I'm... And now I'm zooming in and out. Whoops.
Well, that
Stop that.
admittedly that sucks. I'm going to discard flank to roll all three.
Okay. He does not roll the
Okay,
damage.
this is fine.
Okay. I am gonna roll Luke and one with the Force.
Yeah, of course you will.
Oh, now there's the It Binds All Things. That can still be useful with my lightsaber and stuff. Okay, there's focus to make my dice better. That's fine. That's good for me. I like that. Might end up claiming the shield early. He could do a maximum of 3 damage out of hand with Emperor's Throne Room. If he has like a DL44 blaster, he can go Cunning onto Poe, onto discarding the DL44. So I think I have to resolve the shield first, and then I can do whatever.
This is me sighing.
With the
This
focus.
is me sighing.
He still hasn't done that though.
I'm gonna claim.
Okay.
And
Discard DL44 to kill Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured you might have that.
The one with the force stays in play though,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Can't really do much with it though.
Well, you can kill the hired gun.
Potentially. Alright, so I'm going to play Hunker Down and resolve it first and foremost. Because I can.
Yes.
Then I'm going to roll Padme. Discard to reroll both dice. I'll take the 2 resources. Roll one with the Force. Do I take the 2 resources to play a lightsaber this turn? Or do I discard to reroll them both? It's not a very high chance of success. It's a very, very low chance of success here. But I think I need to make this play work, or else he's getting a lot of potential out of this hired gun. Alright, I think I've just got... Well, actually, what's in my graveyard? I've already got Force Trains in the graveyard. I have not got lightsaber. A lightsaber in the graveyard. It is possible for me to play it, but I have a diplomatic immunity in the graveyard. I'm not looking very good on Padme upgrades right now. This turn I might get a kill, but in future turns I think I need to set up better.
I knew I should have disarmed that force throw. It was so bad.
You can't disarm Force Throw. It's an ability.
Of course, I knew that.
Everyone
That's
always
why
wants to
I did
disarm
not
my
do
Force
that.
Throw. They can't do that. Maybe I should have kept Hunker down so that I could discard that for a reroll.
Okay, then it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Maybe I should have just kept that in hand so I could have done a reroll. That was actually perhaps a mistake of me. Alright, I'm going to resolve the 2 resources to play a lightsaber
Yes.
instead of killing it, and then I'm going to discard 1 from you.
Oh, look,
Oh.
it's the disarm.
There goes the disarm, so you're not getting my lightsaber yet. Start of the round. There's a raised staff, there's let the Wookiee win, there's scavenge, alright, I'm in business, I have upgrades. And I have let the Wookiee win. Which can pull out a surprising amount of damage.
Okay.
I'd probably play the raised staff over the lightsaber, honestly. Lightsaber's not worth as much.
I will
I think that's what I'll do.
equip Poe with the blaster rifle.
I will. Now, I could play Scavenge to get back my diplomatic
Sorry?
immunity to play on top of Padme. I'm going to play a raised staff on Padme. Battle
Okay,
Princess, go!
yeah.
The raised staff, it gives me 2 greys for that +2 to activate, basically.
How do I want to do this?
I could end up this with 3
Um,
lightsabers, or an array, 2 lightsabers and an raised staff, and that's perfectly fine for damage output. That's as good as Luke, that is.
I will play the blaster pistol as well.
Okay. I'm gonna roll Padme Amidala.
Yes.
Now that she is Battle Princess, she deserves her full name. And I didn't roll any damage at all. Not good. Not good at all.
I will hit and run Poe.
Yep. He's got three melee damage right there. That hurt. 3 range damage, should I say? That hurts. Could have been a lot worse, but that still hurts me.
Yeah, it's not what I wanted, but
It's something. I didn't get anything.
yeah, I suppose that's true, yeah. Okay, so I will. Oh yeah, cheers. Deal 3 damage to Padme.
Alright. If I play like the Wookiee win, he might decide not to get rid of the dice and just take the 2 damage because he feels he can. So it might be best to play 1 with the Force right now and just try and get that hired gun dead. I'm gonna roll 1 with the Force.
Yes.
3 disrupt. That is not what I want to see. That is like the one side I don't want to see. Like the one side I don't want to see other than the resource.
I'm going to roll the hired gun while I still can.
Ooh, and you gotta focus. That can hurt. That can hurt a lot. You can focus for 3 damage from Poe and then 1 damage from the thing, whilst at the same time he also rolled a disrupt. And the disrupt also hurts heavily. He can put out another 5 potential damage onto Padme this turn. With Poe. I think this is over. I need to somehow kill him before he activates his focus, but he has to be kind of stupid in order to do that. Either that or I might have to raise staff to block. And I'll do that with Emperor's Throne Room. Alright, maybe I hope for a raised staff special. I think that's the only thing I can really do here. I'm going to discard Lightsaber to reroll.
Yes.
Alright, that's three melee damage. I can kill him.
Bye bye, hired gun. It was nice knowing
High
you.
Gun will still be able to get a focus off though. There's still going to be
I
5
will
damage to
focus
Padme.
Poe into this. Yeah, it might have been a mistake to actually use the jetpack.
I'm going to play Let the Wookiee win.
Yeah, that's interesting. Alright. Um
The intent here is that if he can claim the resource, if he goes damage then claims the resource, I can hit the high gun for 1, and then use the
Give
Emperor's
me
Throne Room.
math
Alternatively, he has to get rid of
on.
2 of his dice, so he can't Emperor's Throne Room with anything.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna deal 2 to the hired gun.
All right.
Then I will deal 2 to Padme.
Yep. Oh wait, he would never resolve the resource anyway, because he's just going to claim for the 2 there. So at this point, I claim to kill the hired gun instead of doing any damage at all this turn? And instead of activating Hunker Down? That seems stupid to me. That seems really stupid to me. I think I've played this wrong. I could do a maximum of 4 damage. Alright, I've played this very wrong, I think. I did not need to play the Let the Wookiee Win. If I had another resource, I could play a second Let the Wookiee Win, but I can do something else, I think. Alright, so I'm going to do 1 damage to the hired gun to kill him.
Yes.
He's going to claim he's going to have the first turn advantage next turn, maybe even a second hit and run attempt, so it's going to hurt heavily. And Padme doesn't have anything like...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna... that's so rough. Yeah, I think I'm gonna claim to deal 2 damage.
Yep.
And then you focus into focus.
Why?
Oh, no, sorry.
That
I
doesn't
always
work.
forget that. No, exactly, because you
Yeah.
can't turn the
Yeah.
one with the
I
force.
activate Hunker
Yeah.
Down.
Yes.
I could get 2 resources here. That's not enough for anything really. I could get a lightsaber instead of a raised staff, but I don't want that. I could get diplomatic immunity. I don't really want that this turn either. I can scavenge diplomatic immunity so I have it next turn though. His deck still has plenty of cards left in it. Maybe I discard to reroll. And reroll what, all of them? I'm giving up a 3 damage though if I do that. Alright, I'm going to focus 1 with the Force for a resource here. And then
Yeah,
3
and the
damage
damage.
from the lightsaber. Then I'm going to play Scavenge. Do I bring the lightsaber to my hand? Or do I bring the diplomatic immunity to my hand? That's a good question here. Lightsaber's cheaper. Diplomatic immunity gives me a lot.
Oh god, not the diplomatic
Yeah,
immunity.
I'm bringing in diplomatic immunity to my hand.
Ah. No!
Alright, and that's my turn. I think you've got this.
Alright. Yeah, I think I do. But stuff can still go wrong.
Yeah. Got an all in here. That means I can potentially do some interesting plays. But I haven't got damage. That's a problem of mine right now. Or any mitigation at all here. He can god roll me and I'm dead.
Alright. Alright. Do I... Yes. I will rearm IQA onto the small pistol
Okay.
for 1.
Do I just roll the race staff right now and hope I get a special on that so I can potentially survive another turn? I think I got to. Yeah. I'm gonna roll Padme. Did not get the raise staff special.
I'm going to hit and run Poe.
Yep. I have no chance of stopping this. This is probably game. He needs 5. He has 4.
And
then he can
deal
use the Emperor's Throne.
4, which is not quite enough, right?
Not
Just
enough.
10. Okay. Yeah, I'm still gonna deal
Alright.
4 damage.
I have 1 health left. I have to claim the Emperor's Throne Room here. I have only one option here. I claim the Emperor's Throne Room and use the lightsaber for 2 damage to Poe.
Oh, wow, is that? Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, you must assume that I can use Poe to do something.
No, just IQA insta-kills me. You have an
Oh,
IQA
true.
blaster dice
Yeah,
on the field, that would insta-kill me.
right. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I will
I mean, no,
discard
totally you can't do anything. Don't discard cards, just end your turn.
You know, yesterday at 5 o'clock in the morning, I might have actually done that. I was so tired. Okay, let's do this.
There's a Poe special.
I will thermal.
Yep, alright. Your rolls were lukewarm at the end, but my rolls were lukewarm throughout, I felt like.
Yeah, I think the one good roll at the start to get Luke down, that
Yeah.
was, or like half down, that was good enough for the rest of the game,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah. It was a good early roll, and I just... Yeah, one with the Force, man, I rolled you twice to kill off that hired gun early, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, and that you didn't have the deflects early after seeing 10 cards, that's rough.
Yeah. I got my
Because
deflect
think you
later.
really
I only
want
run
those
one
early.
deflect though, but yeah.
Oh, only one. Fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And my starting hand had a lot of 4 costs and nothing else in it. So I redid my hand and I got 2 mind probes and a 1 with the Force, and like it was all terrible. It was such a bad opening hand, and neither Scavenge nor Luke fixed it. I didn't have a turn 1 play.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's probably less bad with blue because your like your mitigation is so good, and if I respect it too much, it might kind of work out. But it's not like I have a choice. I mean, I'm gonna
I have it binds all
roll my
things, didn't
damage
get
anyway.
them. I had hunker downs, didn't get them. I have cards that are 2 costs and 3 costs, didn't get any of those. Like Force Throw, I got in my small at the start of my second turn. Right before that, it was all just 4 costs. It was terrible. But anyway, we need a second match.
Yeah,
Are you prepared to play that now?
yeah, sure, why not?
All right.
Although I must admit I haven't quite figured out how to reset a game on TTS. I always just flip the table and make a new one, I think.
That can work.
So what are your thoughts on Amidala versus Akbar?
Not had enough games to really deal with it. I'm not scared of losing leadership like I first was, but I would have loved a defensive position in this game.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah.
The diplomatic immunity wasn't a factor, unfortunately. Scavenge wasn't enough of a factor. The scavenge was supposed to help me fix my opening hands because sometimes it just was really bad, but it never did.
Yeah, Scavenge is pretty good, although I only run it as a one-off. Just because there are so many situations where you don't really need it.
I think this is one of the few decks that can always use it, apart from when I don't have anything in my graveyard and I scavenge the top 3 cards of my deck to try and find something, and don't get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, both my all-ins were the last 2 cards in my deck as well, pretty much. So, didn't get those. If I'd got those early, I might have been able to do something with a heavy tempo swing. But
Yeah, I never had any mitigation in hand, I think. I
yeah,
think my mitigation is like coming up now, so
Yeah.
it would have been like basically every play of yours with focus would have been an all-in.
Mhm. I don't know if I chose the right target killing that rebel trooper. I really couldn't decide very easily between the trooper and the hired gun. I think hired gun was probably a better target.
No, I think the trooper is better than people give him credit for just because his sides don't cost any money.
Yes,
Um,
that was my
because what
biggest
can
that was my
easily
biggest thing,
happen.
right? You play jetpack turn one, and I look and I say to myself, he's that's the only guy who has no money sides. So
Yes, exactly. No, I think that was absolutely the right call. Also because, yeah, I just couldn't afford the hired gun damage
mhm.
sides. I basically prayed that I hit resources so you can't force throw or deflect them or whatever.
Yeah.
I go ahead somewhere real quick.
Mhm. Man, if he hadn't managed to kill that Luke that turn, I would have been in a really good position to win this game. But there's a lot of cards that Poe can have that causes 3 damage to kill the Luke, unfortunately. Alright, next deck I'm playing Dooku Jabba. I've decided it is kind of a better deck anyway. I was just playing this to see what it'd be like. I kind of need to stop doing that. I actually want to get ahead in this tournament, so I need to stop playing decks that are, good, and start playing decks that are the best that I have. Right. Still too much testing, I think. I'm not in the mindset to be winning tournaments right now, and I think that definitely cost me. Choosing to run this deck, I think, cost me quite heavily. I should be playing my better decks. I've got a potable hired gun deck that would have done fine against this. I've got Dooku Jabba that's do great against this. Akbar, double trooper, might not have done well against this,
Alright,
but
I
probably
am
could have killed it.
back.
Alright. Alright.
So do we
Gonna stop
just
recording.
delete